Hello, welcome back to another FPL video. I hope everyone is doing well. We've come to the end of Game Week 25 and now we're going to go full on ahead and plan for the Game Week 26. Today we're going to be looking at a wildcard, and this is going to be a massive turning point for many people in this season. If you smash that wildcard this week, you could be sent flying up the leaderboards. The way I'm going to do this is I'm going to try and create a team that's between 102 and 103 million. I feel that's a fair kind of valuation that people will have in their teams. I'll also be discussing, firstly, obviously the players to really attack for the double game week, while also discussing a kind of longer term strategy in the second part where you can kind of cover for game week 29 and onwards into the kind of back end of the season. If you're new around here, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button for daily FPL content and hit the like button if you do enjoy the video, and let's get straight on into this one. So to start us off, I've gone and populated the team with the players who I think are pretty essential for the double game week. In goal, we've got Emiliano Martinez for Aston Villa, keeping 12 clean sheets so far this season. An unbelievable amount of points, 130 he's scored so far this season, picking up save points, picking up bonus points. He's the man to have in net, especially the fact that he's playing against Leeds and Sheffield United. I think he's going to be a very, very good option. If you don't own him, you could actually lose out on quite a few points. Then we've got Diaz and Gundogan, the two Manchester City assets. You could maybe go for a third, as they have a kind of two double ups. However, I think as they have two double game weeks back to back, however, I do think there is going to be a lot of rotation. So the other positions, I quite like to confirm that we will have double gaming players for this game week. Diaz seems like he's rotation free. However, because of the really packed fixture schedule that Manchester City do have, we probably will see a bit of rotation, but maybe less so than the likes of the others. Then Gundogan in the midfield, just the kind of the run he is on before he got injured, the run he was on was absolutely unbelievable. Value for money wise, he kind of offers a lot more than the likes of De Bruyne, the likes of Sterling. Not saying that De Bruyne and Sterling are bad options, I just think Gundogan offers a lot more. It will be intriguing to see the lineup that Pep goes for in the Champions League side. If Mahrez or Foden don't play that game, then they could be good options, as they may play the next two Premier League games that are back to back after each other. So maybe those are could be better options, but longer term, I think Gundogan is definitely a player you want in your team. Then we've got Harry Kane up front. I do think that having one of the Spurs boys, Son or Kane, is pretty essential for this double game week. I know they've not been on the best of form of late, but you can kind of attribute that to a number of things. Kane's been out for 2 of the last 5 games. They've also played 3 of the best defences in the league in the past 5 games. So I think that, target the fixtures. Kane is still an absolute baller, and I think he's going to smash it, and also a very good captaincy option for this week as well. So in terms of the rest of the team, the first thing we're going to discuss is that second goalkeeper spot. Now, it really depends what you're kind of aiming to do. Obviously, my assumption is that you've either already used your bench boost or you're not going to be using your bench boost soon, because if you're wildcarding this week, you can't bench boost for 26. Maybe you're looking to bench boost for 27, but I'm going to kind of assume that, you've used your bench boost or you don't plan on using it particularly soon. So we're going to build a kind of longer term wildcard. So either I think you go for a formal goalkeeper, or you go for my main man, Leno, in there. Because if you go and have a look until the end of the season, Martinez and Leno basically rotate absolutely perfectly. In game week 31-32, Martinez plays the likes of Liverpool, the likes of City, and Leno plays against the likes of Fulham, the likes of Sheffield United. So they do have very, very good rotation till the end of the season. I personally really like that pairing, but you could also, if you want the money, just go for the 4 million asset and just play Martinez throughout the rest of the season. Then in terms of the rest of the defence, the next side we're going to go for a Leicester City player. Leicester City have got a really decent double game week against Arsenal and against Burnley. You can definitely see them keeping a clean sheet in at least one of them. And we're going to be bringing in a defensive asset that started on the right wing. And yes, it's Ricardo Pereira, 5.9 million. He's not cheap, however, getting so far forward for Leicester. He has such a good kind of haul potential. I think he could potentially be kind of essential in the coming game weeks. Not only does he have a really good double game week, but up until about game week 35, Leicester have very, very good fixtures. So Pereira is definitely one I would want to own for the double game week, and going on for the double game week long term is a good player. Then with the third defender spot, I think this is the final spot we're going to have a double game week defender, just because I really like the idea of either playing a 3-5-2 or a 3-4-3 for the double game week, so you don't need to kind of fill up all your defensive spots with double game week players. And with that being said, I think we should go for the likes of Target or Reguilon, as they also have that game week 29 as well. I'm going to love Target in there, although, Reguilon does have very, very good kind of attacking potential against Burnley and Fulham. Could be a good option. We just don't know in the kind of long term whether he's going to keep his position. But maybe you're on a free hit and you're watching this and you're thinking, I'm looking solely for this double game week. I think Reguilon could be your guy. But as a longer term pick, we're going to go with Target. Then filling out the kind of midfielder spots, we're going to go straight away and lob Harvey Barnes in there. He's been on some absolutely insane form of late. 2 back-to-back double-figure hauls. As I said with Pereira, Leicester City have got a really, really nice double game week and good fixtures going forward from that. I just think Harvey Barnes could, maybe not essential, but a very, very good pick for this double game week. In terms of the last midfielder spot, this can kind of really be depending on your budget, depending on where you kind of want to go. You could go for the likes of Salah if you've got enough money to, or the likes of Son, maybe even Rashford if you already own him, you don't want to kind of move him on, or you're just looking for a bit of a differential to really attack the double game week. I'm going to lob Son in there because personally, I really, really do like the double up of Spurs. However, Salah is, definitely is. There's a strong argument for Salah. However, the way Liverpool have been playing, not so great, but you can say the same for Spurs. But then again, Son is about 3 million cheaper than Salah, and especially with the fact that you probably wouldn't be planning on captaining Salah. If you're planning on captaining Salah, then I think there's definitely an argument to bring him in. But if you're going to have Son, you're going to captain Kane, and Son's a lot cheaper than Salah. But if you're going to bring in Salah and then captain the likes of Kane, I do think that Son is a better pick because not only is he 3 million cheaper, but you also get that Son x Kane combination. So the first player we're going to fill out is the final Aston Villa asset, the third Aston Villa asset, and that is Ollie Watkins. Yes, Aston Villa do not have Jack Grealish. However, I think against Leeds, against Sheffield, they're good at there's such good fixtures that it could definitely bring that form for Ollie Watkins. He does have good long-term fixtures as well, and it's 6.5 million. I think he could be a really, really good asset for this double game week. And the third striker we're going to bring in is Calvert-Lewin, playing against Southampton and West Brom, 2 sides who have not looked very good of late. I think he can have an absolutely incredible double game week. So I think Calvert-Lewin is definitely one to target. He also scored a hat-trick against West Brom in the kind of reverse fixture earlier on in the season. So Calvert-Lewin and Watkins, definitely 2 players that I personally would want for the double game week and are ones that you can really target that double game week very hard. They're also 2 players that have outstanding fixtures as well. So after the double game, it's not a bad idea to hold on to them as well. Talking of kind of the longer term implications of this team, that's where the kind of final 3 spots really come into play. I think with the final midfielder spot, you can really look ahead to the blank game week 29 and get a Leeds asset. And I think Rafinha for me is just a very, very good option for that. At 5.4 million, he also offers really, really, really good value in terms of just kind of a bench player. I'd be happy to bench Rafinha at 5.4 million as he just doesn't really take up that much value and is a great player you can kind of rotate in and out of the team. Now, in terms of the final 2 defenders, along with that kind of 5th midfielder spot, we'd be looking at kind of attacking that game week 29 and just having good kind of rotational players for the squad. So with that being said, I think Brighton are a good team to go for. They've shown they're a good defensive side. Yes, they did concede 2 goals to Palace, but Palace were quite lucky to get those 2 goals, and they've kind of showed really good defensive stats throughout the season. They played Newcastle, a woeful Newcastle in game week 29. So I think the likes of Dan Burn, even Veltman, Lewis Dunk if you've got a little bit more money, if you're kind of happy to spread your funds a little bit. But if you want the cheaper option, then Dan Burn is definitely the one to go for. And then finally, in that final defender spot, same with Rafinha, we're going to go for a Leeds asset. Now, if you don't have quite enough money, then I think the likes of Struix, the likes of Cooper, the likes of Llorente could be good options, but we're going to go with the main man, Dallas. He's been absolutely on fire throughout the season. Picked up a 17-pointer in the double game week 25, and I just think if you've got the money, he's definitely one to go for because he can get you those kind of extra 9 points if he scores a goal, most likely to get the 3 bonus. So I think it's definitely a player I'd want to kind of have in my team come game week 29. So you've got here like a nice little rotating team. You've got a team that attack the double game week extremely well with the likes of Diaz, Pereira, Target, Fernandes, Gundogan, Barnes, Son, Kane, Watkins and Calvert-Lewin. That is a team I'd go into the double game week feeling very, very happy with. You've also then got kind of players who you're looking a bit more long-term with. Pereira and Barnes have very, very good fixtures up until about game week 35. Kane and Son have a game week 29, along with the likes of Target, Watkins, Martinez, Burn, Dallas and Rafinha, and you've also then got 3 free transfers that you could easily then bring the team up to 11 players for the double game week. You've got 8 there already, so 3 free transfers will get you to 11. And then the rest of the team, Calvert-Lewin, Fernandes, Gundogan and Diaz, just look very good for the double game week, and it just, they'll get you solid points over the coming game weeks as well. So if you have enjoyed this quick little look ahead at a wild card for the double game week 26, please don't forget to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you're new around here. Let me know down in the comments any transfers, any plans you're thinking of making for this week. I know a lot of people's heads are hurting. Does the Wildcard come out? Does the triple captain come out? Does the bench boost come out? So let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I will catch you in the next one. See ya.